I wanted to just give a little bit of background and history about the Broome Center and its origins. And so you're sitting today in a very historic building. The George M. Dewey Elementary School was established here in 1921. Do we have any Dewey alumni in the room? Oh, all right, you guys do. Okay, yes, thank you. Welcome. Excellent. And yes, and it's fun because when I give tours, I occasionally will have someone say, I went to elementary school here at a certain time, and it's just great for the memory sharing. It's a lot of fun. And so some of our alumni may already know that as the school was established in 1921, it ceased operating as an elementary school in 1991. So for 70 years, all of you who are alumni were amongst an illustrious group. I had someone just yesterday say, if these walls could talk, what would they say? And I had to agree. So for 70 years, it operated as an elementary school. It closed for a few years, and then it opened again under Career Alliance. And in 1995, it opened as the Sylvester Broome Training Technology Center. From 1995 until about 2012, it operated as the Sylvester Broome Junior Training Technology Center. And then Career Alliance, unfortunately, and the building had to close. It sat empty for about 3 years, fairly empty. There were community groups who came in and used the facilities. But it wasn't until 2015 when a business owner, Dr. Jawad Shah, some of you may know him as well, is also one of our neurosurgeons and doctors at IIN up the street. I'm about to introduce him in a minute. He purchased the building, and now we have a wonderful executive board, and he is the chairman of the board. Our executive director is Miriam Rasool. She can wave her hand or stand up. This is executive director Miriam Rasool. And another staff member who's not in the room, she's actually the person who managed this entire event today. Her name is Suzanne Brewer, and she's out there. So, all right. Well, that kind of gives us a little bit of a history about the building, and also to welcome our alumni again. And now we would like to welcome up Dr. Jawad Shah.
So welcome to everyone, and to have Dr. Weaver here and the wonderful work she's doing for the city is really quite the honor, and certainly the extended Broome family. I'm deeply honored to have everybody here, and particularly Mrs. Broome. And I think that the background and the history of what's gotten us here, the legacy of what's gotten us here, is what we want to honor and continue. The name of our center, we are slightly tweaking and changing to Sylvester Broome Empowerment Village. So the official name now of our center is Sylvester Broome Empowerment Village. And when I say our center, I mean all of us. We want this to be a community center, which is an anchor institution, something that the community can live and function within, and to benefit from and to contribute to. And I can take you through that name in 3 steps so that you might have an idea of our vision. We begin with Sylvester Broome. Mr. Broome was a great individual in this community. He was a community activist. He did so much work. I read much of what he did even to establish this center. If you go back to 1987, some of the writings he put together, the boards that he put together, the work he had done to actually establish the center is really astounding. And it's a legacy that is something that I think we should all be very proud of. The second part of our name is empowerment. Our vision is that we want to empower the community, and in particular, young people. We don't see ourselves as anything more than perhaps a tool, a catalyst, to allow people to be empowered and then to do whatever they have to do. Empowerment can be political, it can be engagement in terms of careers. We want to give them the tools to be able to do whatever they need to thrive. But the primary function of empowerment, the primary purpose that we have, I believe, is to aid in education. Young people who are properly educated have the best possible tool of succeeding in life. And when we talk about education, certainly we're not a school, we don't have that as part of our vision. Our issue is now, what can we do now to enhance and to encourage and to help supplement what's now happening around them. Do they need help in English? Do they need help in math? Do they need encouragement? Do they have to see a variety of careers to now become in love with something that they really want to learn? Do they need help in scholarships, getting to universities and so on? What can we do as a center to give them whatever tools they need, whatever background they come from? Our approach, and we really need the support of the community to help this actually come to fruition, is that we will tutor any child one-on-one if they need it, 1-on-5 if they need it, whatever subject they need, but we're more interested in quality than quantity. We want to do our work and we want to do it right, and that's part of our vision, that as we expand our resources, we'll be able to take care of more and more. And the idea now is to get this tool into our young people. Coming here to the center, I can remember the first few days when we came, that the members in the community, the surrounding community, came here to play basketball, some of the young people. Now, I know we have a water problem, Dr. Weaver, but these kids are 6'8" with 8-packs. I know what they're drinking, but I decided I was going to play basketball with them, and I very quickly realized that I shouldn't be playing with these 16-year-olds that can dunk all over them. I don't want to be posterized somewhere on the internet. But when I first saw them, I had this sense that they were very apprehensive, feeling like, they're using a center that belongs to someone else. Now I see these young people coming, and I feel like they own the center. They don't look at even myself as if I have any role. This is their center, this is their community, this is their gym. And that's what we really want to create here. The third aspect is the village. That's the last part of our name. We cannot pretend to be a little cocoon in the middle of our city. There's much to do. There's the water crisis, of course, we need to participate in. There's the economic situation that we want to do our best to try and encourage and increase the situation of the city. Whatever issues of the city are there, we're part of this village, and this is part of that village. And I believe that you can't raise a child except in a village. Because they're not on an island, they're in a village. So we have to pay attention to everything that's happening in our beautiful city. I'm very optimistic. I think that this city and the young people here and the people of the city are great people. I've seen that in their hearts. I've seen that in the work that I've done with my own institution on the other end of the street. And I just feel that there's nothing but opportunity. And I think slowly the rest of the country, the rest of the world will see that. And I believe that there's something beautiful that's going to come out of this. So I'm very optimistic. I cannot wait to see what happens in the next months and years here at the center. And we're just blessed to be able to be part of that. So thank you so much for all for coming.
Thank you, Dr. Shaw. All right, and next I would like to bring to the lectern Miss Vicki Broome. And Miss Vicki Broome and her mother, Mrs. Mancine Broome, have created something that they would like to share with all of you about their husband and father, Mr. Sylvester Broome, Jr. And after Miss Vicki is done speaking, she will be introducing to you Mayor Dr. Karen.
Here, and I'm honored, our family is honored to continue this legacy. I just want to give a little brief bio on my dad. Sylvester Broome was a resident of Flint for over 40 years. He was born in Memphis, Tennessee. He came to Flint at the age of 10 and attended Parkland Elementary, Emerson Junior High, and Northern High School. He later studied business administration at my community college. He married Mancine Williams, and they had 2 children, Vicki and Mance, who is now married, wife Kimberly, and 3 beautiful grandchildren, Mance II, Kyla, and Colton Broome. He was a member of Metropolitan Baptist Church. After an honorable discharge in 1959 from serving a tour duty in Korea until 1958 with the 24th Infantry Division, he was hired at Chevrolet Truck Assembly and retired in 1991 as a general foreman at Chevrolet Truck and Bus Group. Broome was the former director of Genesee County Model Cities Program, a hallmark of his leadership. He was insistent upon the involvement of community people in determining the direction of programs and services affecting their lives. He was elected to the Genesee County Board of Commissioners in 1980 and presided as chairperson in 1984 and served as county commissioner until his death. He also served on boards such as Planned Parenthood, JTPA, Valley Area Agency on Aging, Flint Convention and Visitors Bureau, and many others. He was a member of the John W. Stevenson Lodge and the Greater Flint Hall of Fame and a few other organizations. There have been numerous honors established in his memory. However, the University of Michigan Flint Scholarship Fund for the Hope, Broadway, Broome, McCree, Wright, and Pointer are all endowed. Jobs Central established the Sylvester Broome Jr. Humanitarian Award in his memory because he endeavored to empower his people and community. Many other awards were given, but this award led to the ultimate honor in his memory under the direction of Greg Eason and the Jobs Central Board of Directors, renaming this former Dewey Elementary School the Sylvester Broome Jr. Training Technology Center, which is now being honored as the Sylvester Broome Empowerment Village. A dedicated individual who sought to bring people together for the common good, my dad leaves a legacy to challenge us all.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everybody. Let me just start by thanking the Board of Directors here for what you've done to serve the young people in this community. This has been such a wonderful week here in the city of Flint. If we started with Sunday, with the Praise in the Park that Pastor Miller and Metropolitan had. After that, we had a playground that was at Gundry School. We've got things going on. The Back to the Bricks is happening, and now here we are today, you know, with the Broome Empowerment Village. And that's a wonderful thing. And I was listening to you, Dr. Shaw, as you were talking, and I was almost late getting down here because of what you said. I went upstairs and I was with the young people, and there was no apprehension. And there was no apprehension in a great way. And you could tell how comfortable they felt here. And that was what I was noticing, the comfort level that they had. Because when young people are comfortable, then you've already created an environment where they can learn and where they can thrive and where they can develop and have what they need to be successful. So that was the first thing I noticed. And I was having such a good time with them, I almost forgot, that's right, I have to go downstairs. But that's just a testament to what you've been, you know, the foundation that you all have laid. And so that was a beautiful thing to see, it really was. But I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge Mrs. Mancine Broome. She has been in my life forever. And I told them there was no place else I was going to be. I was coming over here for 2 o'clock. And I also want to, you know, just acknowledge the family and say thank you for loaning Sylvester Broome to the community, because that was what you all did. And we're better for what you all have done in loaning him to us. And I know one of the things when you read his bio, I was thinking about him, and he wanted to do whatever he could for everybody. He was a servant. He was a servant. And so that's why this day is just really, really exciting. Our community is better because of the dedication that he had for us. And so it's clear that you all have provided a space for young people to learn, to develop, and to lead. And we've invested yet again in our young people in the city of Flint. And it's really nice to have something stable, you know, on the north side of Flint. That's really, really important, is that we do things on the north side of Flint. I just left the, it was the Flint homecoming that they were having with the chamber. And they were just talking about how they didn't want downtown to be the island, and that there's finally some green happening outside of the island. And I think that's our responsibility to make sure it gets greener and greener over here. And don't let this part of town be forgotten. And you all have really done something to make sure that doesn't happen. So I see this expanding and getting bigger. And I do want to let you know that anything we can do from the city of Flint to help this continue, we are certainly going to do. You do have a friend at City Hall, so we'll be pushing and supporting you, and I'm sure you will let me know whatever we can do, because we want this to be successful. This is too important to our community, and it's too important for our kids, and it's not only important for this generation, but you're laying the groundwork for generations to come. And so for that, I just want to say thank you very much. I will be coming back over here, and I am just looking forward to being a partner with you. So thank you. That's nice.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that on it.
I can move the podium off the way here.
Oh, okay.
Is that better? Got it? I'm good. Lady's taking a picture too.
Thank Dr. Shaw for bringing life back into this building. And for keeping the name Sylvester Broome.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks to the director and all of the partners of this building with Dr. Shaw. Thank them. And for Mayor Karen Weaver for coming out and speaking.
Allow us to continue to carry your name. It's just such an honor. Something exciting I want to announce is that we have free ice cream. There's an ice cream truck that's giving away free ice cream. So please help yourself to that. And we definitely want to thank everyone. We thank our partners, Community Foundation, for making this happen for us. They were the ones who granted us with a community grant to allow us to have this great event. Thank you.
Unity News is a power source for the citizens of Flint, Michigan, to voice their opinions on what needs to be done in the community.